Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers pushing the word in sincerity. And we're on location. We're down here in the area of the district, by the mall. You know, I think we're in front of the National Naval Museum. You know, but we're coming in the spirit of you know, today is Esau's high holy days or high wicked days. It's the commemoration of them taking down the nation of Israel, in particular the tribes of Gad and Reuben. Okay, and then we're going to get into some, you know, some accounts that these so-called white people did, these Edomites, that they did in their history. You know. Okay.
Well, this is Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
Now that's the prophecy that Jacob told his 12 sons, in particular the prophecy of Gad. As you can see on the picture, it says, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome it at the last, right? So that troop was General Custard and his armies, that whole army that Esau had, that when they unleashed their war upon the plains, those different nations, those different Native American Indians, you know, and they slaughtered them. They slaughtered the men, women, and children, and they made treaties and they broke them, okay? But the scriptures say a troop shall overcome them, but they shall overcome in the last, because we're in the latter times where the prophecy is going to take place, and ultimately the elected out of the tribe of Gad is going to overcome Esau, man. Can somebody give me Ezekiel 25 and 12? And what is Nahum 3 and 1? We'll start with Nahum 3 and 1, yep. Because there's going to be payback and retribution for this society, you know, for what they did to establish this society, you know. This society was established on the blood of the Israelites, and it's going to go out with violence, man, because of that blood that they shed of the children of Israel. Remember the scripture, it says that he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of the Lord's eye. So when they laid their hands on the Native American Indians, they were touching the apple of the Lord's eyes, okay, which are the Israelites. All right, bring that up.
This is Nahum 3 verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
Yeah, why is the city the bloody city? Because you slaughtered, you raped, robbed, and murdered, and you slaughtered the Native American Indians, talking about you Edomites, man. After they helped you survive the first winter over here. You wouldn't have made it if they didn't teach you how to survive and how to work the land, man. Okay? But it says, woe to the bloody city, because, you know, you destroyed them, you put their children in charter schools, and you taught them of your ways, you know? And you over-disciplined them, and you put a lot of them to death, and you created, you did pedophilia with them, you know?
This is, I'll read it again. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
Yeah, you robbed them of their land. The scriptures say, remove not the ancient landmarks. Okay? So when our people had our own land, you moved them, and there's no remembrance of their lands, man. And you turned it into this America, man. These United States of wickedness, man. Okay?
This is Habakkuk 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Now, woe means destruction. It says, woe to him that established a town upon blood. This town represents America. Woe means destruction, you know? Go ahead.
It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity.
Yeah, so you establish a town with blood, and well, you gotta read it again. You built a town with blood, and you established it upon iniquity,
city by iniquity.
You established the city by iniquity, man. Meaning wickedness. You established it by wickedness, wicked laws, wicked decrees. You know?
Yeah, you robbed it, took over the people.
Yeah.
That way, now you're able to say everybody else is immigrants.
Yeah, yeah.
And now everybody else is illegal aliens because you took it all over, and now you say this is mine.
Yeah.
You know, you took a land that wasn't yours.
Yeah, you're able to tax the people. And it was all, the only reason why you're able to tax the people is because you established the land upon the blood, man.
Right.
And that's why the scriptures say, woe unto him, which means destruction.
Because this book right here, the brother wants to talk about Bartolomeu de las Casas, a brief account of the destruction of the Indies. It's not just talking about
Hold it up one more time, Mark. Rakusha.
Bartolomeu de las Casas, a brief account of the destruction of the Indies. All right. Talking about the destruction of the northern tribes, man. It gives an account on what some of the acts, the heinous acts of the so-called white man did to the natives of that land.
Yeah, atrocities.
And it talks atrocities, man, wickedness. Yeah. And it talks about the different northern tribes on the sign, as well as Gad, man. All right. Now, when today is what 11/23, 2017 is considered Thanksgiving. Now, in history, it was many days for Thanksgiving. It doesn't say that in this book, but I just want to touch on it. It was many days of Thanksgiving. How they got it was every time they massacred and murdered the Native Americans and the Gadites, they called that day a day of Thanksgiving. So every time they had a massacre, they called it Thanksgiving. Now later on, they eventually pointed down to like
one day. Yep.
And then they were like, we're going to make this day as the day of Thanksgiving, basically the day to commemorate the massacre of the Native American Indians. Remember, it was many days. Every time they massacred, they said Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the celebration.
Right.
They celebrated.
Right.
They celebrated the so-called white man when he slaughtered our people. They celebrated their downfall, man. And it was good to him. And he didn't think nothing of it. Go ahead, you want to bring out the account real quick?
Yeah, I got parts highlighted. I'm not going to read, of course, the whole entire book, but I have parts highlighted. It's a decent amount. Now, this is the Spaniards when they came over on the island of Hispaniola, and also when they came to the mainland of America. This is this is page 12 under the cruelties of the Spaniards committed in America. It says, the Spaniards first assaulted the innocent sheep, as is premonition. Like most cruel and hungry tigers, wolves, and lions, studying nothing for 40 years after their first landing, but the massacre of these wretches whom they have so inhumanely and barbarously butchered and harassed with several kinds of torments. It's talking about the native tribes, man. All right? It says, never before known or heard of which you shall have some account in the following discourse. It says that of 3 millions of people which live in Hispaniola itself, there is at present only a remnant of scarcely 300. On the Isle of Hispaniola, that's where you have the modern day Dominican Republic and Haiti. Now I said on that island it was 3 million because before all the other tribes started really coming over, you had like before Levi came over, because Levi's on the island of Hispaniola now too. All right, a place called Haiti. Before Levi got there, you had some of the northern tribes was already there. All right, before they got pushed out, they was in slavery. All right, it said that of 3 millions of people which lived in Hispaniola itself, there's at present only a remnant, scarcely 300. Now think about that. That's 2,999,000. Like 700. Yep. If I'm not mistaken, 700 killed. They said only 300 left of 3 million, bro. So that means the so-called white man was just slaughtering Jake, man, left and right, man.
Yeah, the word, I looked up the word massacre. It comes from a French word, massacre. It means wholesale slaughter. When you're dealing with wholesale, that means a larger number, you know? It says wholesale slaughter, carnage, because you know when he was killing our people, there was a lot of blood, you know? It says slaughterhouse butchery. So that was an act of butchery, man. It's dealing with a lot of blood, you know? Hey, you got Ezekiel 25th, Ezekiel 25.
This is Ezekiel 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord of power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged him upon them. You know, brother was talking about Hispaniola and killing over 2 million Gadites. You know, that he took vengeance upon himself, man, because the scriptures tell you that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So vengeance is not up to you to take vengeance or to kill someone on your own vain opinion.
I'm sorry, it's actually 35 and 6. Ezekiel 35 and 6.
Ezekiel 35, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, since thou hast not hated blood, see them Spaniards, they enjoyed shedding the blood of the children of Israel, man. They, the Edomites up here in the Americas, they enjoyed shedding the blood of Native American Indians, you know?
Well, the scriptures say that if you live by the sword, you shall die by the sword.
Yeah, well, that was Esau's blessing, is the sword, man. And ultimately, he's going to die by the sword for all of this. The Heavenly Father didn't forget, man.
This is Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Yeah, and this is the shame of Esau, the so-called white man, for his violence against the Native American Indians, our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, you know. This is his shame, man. This day is going to be a testament of his shame. Because how did he get this land? He stole the land of the Native American Indians, raped, robbed, and murdered. But there's going to be judgment for that. You know, so the masses of people, they don't see it coming, but we see it according to the scriptures. Okay? You know?
It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Yeah, and for that, they're going to be cut off forever. The scriptures say that shall not be remaining any of the house of Edom, you know, or the house of Esau, man. Their whole posterity is going to be wiped off the face of the earth, man. He could have did this to all the other nations, the Chinese, the Japanese, you know, the Ishmaelites. He could have slaughtered them, raped, robbed, and murdered them. But he did it to the nation of Israel, you know. He did it to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. What's up, black man? What's up?
It says, so the Isle of Cuba, which extends as far as Valladolid in Spain, is distant from Rome, is now uncultivated, like a desert, and entombed in its own ruins. Yeah, because you had our tribes, once again, they were spread out through all the different isles around there in the Americas, man. All right? You had some native tribes that was in that island before the Manassites, you know, the Manassites was kind of there anyway, because they came over by way of ship. All right, this I'm gonna keep going. It said, you may also find the Isles of St. John and Jamaica, both large and fruitful places, uninhabited and desolate. And that's what I meant by that too, because I was looking at that. Because Jamaica wasn't always inhabited by Benjamin. It was the northern tribes and stuff that was in these islands before those tribes came there. It said, the Lucayan Islands on the north side, adjacent to Hispaniola and Cuba, which are number about 60 together, with the vulgarly known by the name of the Gigantic Isles and others, exceeds the Royal Garden of Seville in quality, with a healthy and pleasant climate, which is now wild and uninhabited, whereas when the Spaniards first arrived here, about 500,000 people dwelt in it. They were gone now, some by slaughter, and others taken away by force and violence to work in the mines of Hispaniola.
Yeah, so they took the land from the Native Americans back there in those islands, and they made them in turn work their own lands, you know?
To work in the mines of Hispaniola, which had no native inhabitants.
So they turned them into slaves, man.
So the once isle of Hispaniola that had like millions of people, and they slaughtered them, they took natives from another land to come over there and repopulate that area to work in the mines.
Yeah.
So our northern tribes, they went through slavery too, man. They went through harsh slavery too. They worked in the damn mines. What are you working the mines for? You work in the mines to pick what? To mine it for some type of precious metal or jewel. All right.
But the natives rebelled against that, because a lot of the natives rebelled against that because they thought in their mind, this is our own land. How can we let this devil, you know, work our own land? And they starved themselves, you know. A lot of them killed themselves and stuff like that.
Right. Some more highlighted.
And these so-called white people, you got a lot to pay for, man. You Edomites, you got a lot to pay for, man.
They got bad habits, addictions, because they're trying to run away from all that sorrow and pain that they got to go through. They're living on the reservations or wherever they live at. Even all Jake is all messed up,
The reservations to this day still don't have running water. A lot of them don't have. There's people that go around and bust water out of their own money. All right, up the Native Americans, this woman goes around with a huge tank of water, and she goes and delivers water to everybody that she can of her own money and stuff at a time. You know how much that costs? You get water and put it in a tanker and go around and eat it. And she says she can't make it to everybody all the time because there's so many people and so much driving, man. All right. It says, we are sure that the Spaniards, by their barbarous and wretched actions, because they're violent. The so-called white man is a man of violence, man. It says, have absolutely depopulated as much as 10 countries on the mainland, all of greater extent than Spain, Oregon, and Portugal put together, above 1,000 miles in all. That's how much they depopulated, man. The so-called, like I said, the so-called white man's the thief. He coming what? To steal, to kill, and to destroy, man. Yeah. He wiped out populations, man, countries, land masses, man, land masses.
And that's how we know who the devil is on the face of the earth. Right. That's one of the reasons, because of all of this history, man.
And how, and just to land back on what the brother said, how, because we know that he's the wicked, so the blood's going to pursue him. So who's going to be the pursuer of the wicked? Because the blood's going to pursue him. Who's going to be pursuing Esau?
The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's going to pursue that nation, that particular nation, with judgment for what they did. That's why when all hell breaks loose, man, you're going to be looking at these Edomites, man, and the judgment is going to lay heavy upon them. And like you said earlier, brother, our people, they put our people in a mental state when they took their land, they put them on reservations. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, them same feelings is going to be upon these Edomites, man. These average so-called white people, man. They're not going to be able to get mentally, mentally right. Their mind is going to be messed up.
Yeah, I mean, going back, this is Obadiah, verse 18. You said, who's going to do it? It's in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken.
That's what the brother. Read that again.
It says verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken.
Yeah, the house of Jacob, talking about the southern kingdom, and the house of Joseph being the northern kingdom. So one's going to be a flame, one's going to be a fire, and Esau's going to be stubble, and he's going to be burnt up. He's going to be done away forever. That's what let's say with the scriptures. It's not coming from our mouths. We didn't come and make this up. It's through the spirit and the power of the Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, that's the spirit of prophecy. Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, right? So that's the spirit of Yahushua.
Did you read 25? Ezekiel 25?
We read Ezekiel 25 and 30.
You read 14?
No, I didn't.
I'm here, bro. Ezekiel 25 and 14, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
Yeah. So you're going to have certain brothers that's going to fulfill this word, man. The Lord laying vengeance upon Edom according to his anger. Matter of fact, give me Psalm 137. You got some more?
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury.
Yeah, and we're not going to do it according to our own anger and our fury. We're going to do it according to the Most High's anger and his fury, which we don't even know of yet, man. Okay, so we're just speaking, but we're going to do it according to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua's anger, man. And the Lord is furious. The Lord said he's angry at the wicked every day.
And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power.
And we shall know his vengeance. So in that day, we're going to know the Lord's vengeance, because he's going to put it on us to execute his vengeance.
If I'm not mistaken,